this is one of the activities that I chose to do because my boss and I may have kind of talked about this briefly, but I want to do a deep dive when
Mhm.
it comes to marketing. And I think all of us are in the lending world, right? Everybody in the lending world? No. Amy, what do you do?
I'm a commercial real estate broker.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
this is gonna be helpful for you too. So the pick three, you guys, came up when I first got into the industry, and I'm like, I'm going to do it all, and I need to talk to this person and be a part of that group, and I'm going to join this association, and I'm going to join the chamber, and I'm going to be part of Kiwanis and Rotary, and I'm going to go talk to financial advisors, and I'm going to go and post online, and I'm going to make flyers, and I'm going to go to these events, and I was doing it all,
I do all that. What's wrong with that?
and I sucked.
I don't suck at it.
So here's what I learned is that, at least for me, I was spreading myself so thin that I wasn't ending up with deep relationships. I wasn't able to show up enough. I wasn't able to really become part of a group and participate in other activities with that group or get on the board, which would take more time. And because I didn't have any more time, I was spread so thin in looking back, I was like a little tsetse fly, just, all over the place. And who would ever even have time to have a cup of coffee with me in that group because I don't show up enough, like even physically, like, physically and mentally. I wasn't really showing up. I was like, hi, I'm here. I do mortgages. Gotta go. So I have another event to go to. And when you're kind of all over the place, and I think that some of my behaviors definitely showed my ADHD, and my ADD. I just don't think that, people looked at me or got to know me enough to realize that I did have a brain and that I could do this job and that I would do a good job with anybody they referred me to. I just wasn't there enough. And my boss, I don't know if I told the story already, so I apologize if I did, but my boss saw that I was doing that. And I was a little cray-cray. I was working super long hours. I was doing it all or trying to do it all. But I honestly was dropping the ball in a lot of different areas of my life. Personally, following up with emails, phone calls, thinking through things in a quality manner. So, just question for some of you. Um, do any of you feel like you're spread a little thin? Like you just are you relaxed? Do you've got like plenty of time to get everything done?
I feeling more balanced now. I got through my academy and all of that. So, but there for a while it was like, I was way too much. So, and I pick and choose what I do because I don't want to do it all, honestly, because I don't think you're your best version when you try to do it all.
Yeah, well, you aren't,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Hmm.
You are spread too thin, and I'm feeling a little bit of it right now. It's getting better and better also. I've taken on a couple different roles, and there's that learning curve of getting your systems in place. So when it comes to your marketing, I want you to think through what you do for your marketing right now and just think about everything. Maybe even on a piece of paper right now, quickly write it down. Like, what is the marketing plan? when it comes to what are you doing? Are you on social media? If so, subcategories. Which ones are you on?
So I
Are
just
you
opened
in?
up a brand new brokerage. So I am in the throes of these systems.
Oh my God, this is so good for you then. This is good. So write it all down.
So, Kathy, from one of your last classes, that we talked about organizing and managing our time better, I did take your advice and I hired a virtual assistant. And that virtual assistant is so worth the money, very affordable, just to do a few things for me. And when I get feeling overwhelmed or underwater, I reach out and I use my virtual assistant, and took a little convincing of my boss because he pays me pretty good to do stuff he thinks I should be doing, quote unquote, right?
Mhm.
But I did hire the virtual assistant, and it has made a world of difference for tasks that somebody else can do for me. So that was really good
Love it.
advice. And to Amy, that's going through all of these things and trying to manage all of that stuff, that might be an option to help you navigate, because virtual assistants can do a lot of the updating of your profiles and your this and your social, and adding your, I'm just saying, it's worth investigating. It did take a lot off my plate, and I wasn't waking up at 2 in the morning going, oh God, I forgot to do that. I forgot to send that email. So now I just make a list of what I want that virtual assistant to do. Then I pick through it and say, okay, these 5 things they could get done in 2 hours. That's worth $50 to me. And I have to say that was a really good piece of advice. So tapping onto this, once you get through your list of what's important and what's not, think about adding that VA, even if it's for a short time. It really did help you guys. Just some just some sharing of previous information you shared.
And it does go along with this class, really. It is that you should be doing the things in your everyday that you're good at and
Right,
that you enjoy.
right.
It may not be like all like roses and cupcakes and flowers and everything, but if you hate doing it, it's going to take you 5 times as long.
Well, they
And it's
can't
going to
go
probably ruin
yeah,
your day.
virtual assistant can't go to an NAPMW meeting for me, but that virtual assistant was able to do other things that I do, I don't enjoy. So, yeah, it was a really good tip.
It's kind of my tip
I've
when
got
it
my
comes to.
picture off, you guys, because my husband is home wandering around like he's not at my office. So that's why
No worries.
being
It's all
annoying today, that I'm not going to tell him.
good. It's all good. It's all good. Kind of goes along with that is if you kind of suck at doing it, somebody else should be doing it then. Okay, it's going to take you 5 times as long. It's going to get you frustrated. It's going to slow down the path of what you can be doing to knock out all these other tasks and chores in your life. And if you kind of estimate giving yourself a dollar value per, what are you worth per day, per hour, if you can hire it out for less, you should be hiring it out. I granted there's money to be had, but the year I finally started to get this, I spent probably 3 times as much on my business that year than any other year. But guess what? I almost doubled my income. And it was the first time that I held my head high. And I kind of felt like I had my act together for the first time in my life.
Make it till you make it.
Well, and kind of I wasn't faking it then for the first time. I was faking it before that.
Right.
And I felt like a fake, I kind of did. I felt like I wasn't having my act together. I was just kind of emotionally holding myself kind of sort of together, but not really. Behind closed doors, I was a mess. But the pick three idea is to this is, it's more about marketing, but we can go off on tangents. But the point is I was spread so thin. I was not able to kill it. And so my boss, he just kind of, he didn't tell me to pick three. But what he did say, he's like, pick one that you love, that you know you'll keep doing because you love it, and that it's meaningful to you, but then do a great job with it. Pick one. So, a couple examples. I was in Rotary. Rotary, when I was a school teacher, they always helped me because I would go knock on their door all the time. I'm like, I need new sports equipment. I need to redo my storage for when I was a PE teacher. When I was a classroom teacher, I'm like, I need art supplies. So when I got out of that industry, I decided I was going to become a Rotarian because they always helped me. Well, I would show up to the lunches all the time. I was there pretty consistently. But I never took on any of the projects. I never got on the board. I never really became really entrenched in Rotary. Well, what do you know? I wasn't really getting that many loans out of it, but because that was part of the reason why I was there. But as soon as I decided, you know what? There's this big fundraiser. I rose my hand. I'm like, hey, I'll take that one on. Well, guess what? I then killed it. I recruited everybody I needed to recruit. I emailed everybody from my work email. And guess what? Now everybody had my email. And I was like coordinating 40 people for this big, huge event. And now 40 more people really had my email. And for me, I kind of just calculated that that was part of my work day. So I would do it during work. And I started to get loans. Then I got on the board. And it took about a year of really going big with that. But you know what? After a while, I looked around and I was doing loans, I was doing a quote, I had a referral partner that was a realtor that was in it. So if you do feel like you're spread thin, I would suggest you start with one. So, question for all of you. What is the one thing that you love to do that it doesn't have to be specifically marketing? It can be an activity that you do and you're involved. It can be like
Bingo.
what is it? Bingo?
I love playing bingo. And I win.
I love it. And do you go early to talk with people?
Oh no, I go early to set up all my voodoo dolls and all my bells and all my gotta have all your stuff in order.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Well,
they
if you're
frowned
looking
upon
for
me
more
handing
loans,
out all my stuff there, but yeah,
have
everybody
you
had
thought
bingo.
about going earlier so you also have time to talk to people?
Oh, I did. I handed out goodie bags at Halloween and stuff, but that was frowned upon. Um, but everybody knows AJ and they know she does home loans. So, but I hear what you're saying at your fun stuff. It's yeah.
If you find things that you love to do, you're going to do them more often, and you're also going to have a really great attitude while you're there to do it. It's not like, oh, I got to go to another chamber event, stand around, watch them cut the ribbon. If that's not your mojo, then don't go.
I thought
Even
the
if you
given
could get
answer
loans.
would be NAPMW.
Say again, Amy?
I said I thought the given answer would be NAPMW.
That's like our second job.
That is, but you know what, you guys?
We're trying to find the fun in it. I'll tell you, we're trying.
Yeah. It is also an opportunity though, because you know what? Now I know you're in Phoenix and you do commercial, Amy.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
I
have
use
opportunity, I
NAPMW all
guarantee
the
you.
time.
Say again?
I said I use NAPMW all the time. I was joking because that's where we're at, but I mean, everybody knows who I am in Phoenix. That's been anywhere near NAPMW.
Have you gotten
So-
referrals?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
That's how
sinking.
we know you. I'd refer you if somebody said, "Hey, who's a good commercial broker?" I'd say Amy Gibson.
There you go. I love it.
I have her right here on my phone. Let me get you on a call with her.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Well, it is those deeper dive relationships for sure. For sure. Okay. So bingo, what else? What do you have? Annette, what do you do in the marketing realm and that you love it? You just do it because you love it and you're finding referral opportunities in it.
I mean, honestly, just I did an event yesterday. It's just being around people and just not, just being casual in conversation. And it's not about me and what I'm wanting, it's how I can serve other people. So if I put it about them, it all comes around to me. I just don't make it about me. I mean, it's like, how can I help you in your business? Or, you know what I mean? So I just love being the energy of being around people. And this was a senior event. And so I just love old people anyway. They're just so
Yeah.
stinking cute. And we're all old, right? I mean, in your own right.
Speak
I'll have
for
our
yourself.
senior moments, but
Ain't old.
these folks were they're just stinking adorable. So but I just love being around people and not sitting at my computer and just having the energy of that.
Do you feel like right now with your, you may not have a formal marketing plan, let's say, but do you
Mhm.
have anything in your world that you think you should set aside and be like, you know what? That's taking too much energy. It's not bringing me enough referrals. I don't really enjoy doing it. Is there anything in all of this goes for all of you in your
Mhm.
world that have you ever stopped to say, I'm officially going to not do that anymore?
Mhm.
Whether it be social media. A lot of people hate dealing with social media, so don't do it. But a lot of people think that they have to do social media, which I would
Well, I definitely think you should do social media
yeah, me
just
too.
to keep present. And then also, AJ's really stepped up her game on that and she's doing a phenomenal job. And but it's taking notice, right? It's people may not see your current post, but they may see a post from 5 days ago that they think is current because it just came up on their thread. It's weird how Facebook and Instagram are. It's not always fresh content, and sometimes it comes through later. So, but it makes you look like you're doing things. You always want to have that perception that you're everywhere all the time. And people think, oh my gosh, yeah. I think AJ's like running around with her head cut off. So,
But I'm just out having fun.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
using my networking to promote what I do,
Yeah.
but I've taken some classes on social media, um, how to do it more effectively. So,
Right. Yeah. And you don't have to spend all day doing it. It's I try to jump on in the morning, just kind of see things and then do a couple stories and then do one post during the day, or multiple posts. It just depends on what's happening in my world. But I'm not on social media all day. It's just I
so
use it as a tool. I call it, you have a tool belt and you have tools in your tool
right.
belt. Pull those tools out when you need it, and use it to your, ability. And then even Facebook Live is very powerful. Like if you're at something and you want to get in front of an audience, do Facebook Live. Now they've shortened the duration of those. They're only held for 30 days because they don't have the capacity to hold
Right.
any longer than that. So, but I think that's a powerful tool too. So yeah.
Well, and when you're doing your social media is crucial. Um, because I took a coach on this and he said,
Mhm.
there's a way to go on Facebook, see what your algorithms are, because yours are different than mine. And when
Mhm.
people are going to see your post, when you get the most activity, and then you learn to post during those time frames, that
Yeah.
was really helpful to learn. I just thought it was luck of the draw and somebody might see it, they don't, but I learned that took it off my plate when to do it and when to scramble it in because it was on my list, but I wouldn't get to it. So now I have a specific, time frame I try to stay within when I post. And if I miss it, I don't bother at all because one person saw it. See, and so I learned that through my help. But
Mhm.
not really my favorite thing to do unless I'm doing something silly. Then that's when I have fun with it. But for work
Mhm.
purposes, you can see, I don't know if you guys know that, you can see your algorithm and go in and see when is the best time to do your social media posting. And now you're hitting your audience all the time, and now it's creating its own new algorithm. So just check it out if you guys don't know about that feature in the back
I forget
Yep.
about it.
in
Thanks
your
for that
You-
background.
reminder. Mhm.
using it as a tool belt, I subcontract that out.
Good. If you don't like,
Because
that's what my sister does. She hates it. She doesn't want to see anything, but I gave her a name of a girl that does it. She does like 6 posts a week, and she does it for cheap, like $50 a week. And I mean, that's smart, Amy. That's smart, because if you don't want to do it, you still need to have it out there. People
Mhm.
validate you by how much they can verify you.
Absolutely.
Who knew?
Mhm.
right? Well, and you can instruct them, and they can keep your brand the
On point.
same.
On
Mhm.
I
point.
mean, and so I love it. I don't have to
Yeah.
touch it, and I'm everywhere, and everyone thinks I'm doing fabulous
I
things. I love
I
it.
find
There
that
you go.
funny, Amy. I really find that funny because I would really take you, from what I know of you, to be a social media person because you're jovial and you're fun to talk to, and your personality would seem to come through. So that kind of surprises me that that's what you farm out, but that's kind of, it's smart if you don't like
Working.
it.
Well,
It's
yeah,
working.
because I'm present in the moment, and I
Yeah,
don't remember to take pictures or that. I mean, Marie had
right.
to instruct me on how to hold my camera to do a selfie. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Right.
So Amy, when we make a comment on one of your posts, are you
yeah.
the one answering it, or is it the helper?
Um, that's about 50-50.
Okay.
I do keep an eye on it, and I look, and I stalk my own page.
Good.
Um, so yeah, that if it's on the business page, it's probably 25-75. Marie's probably responding 75% of the time. If it's my personal page, it's opposite. It's probably 75% coming
Okay.
from me. And if it's really funny and sounds like me, then it's definitely me.
Well, that's kind of the example of kill it. Hence the title of this class is to kill it. Like, know your algorithms, farm it out, have a plan, whatever you're gonna do. If you're gonna do something in the marketing area, like the goal, I even hate to call it marketing, but something that you're gonna do in your life and that you hope will bring in some leads, like do it, go deep, do it well, understand it, take a class, become the leader, whatever it is. And then you don't necessarily have to do, 14 things to bring in loans or to bring in business. If you do one, get it figured out, pick that one, and then kill it. And look at what you guys are already doing, that you like, that you are finding success, and see if there's any little missing pieces to it. Should you be posting twice a day instead of once a day? Is there a different time frame of the day? Should you be interjecting, a live video once a month just so people get to know who you are? One of the things that I learned when it comes to social media, if that is going to be one of your platforms, is that people need to get to know who you are. If you are a dog lover, if you are a person who likes to travel, if you're a person, I mean, there's so many things that we have in our life. If you like underwater basket weaving, whatever the case may be, like they need to get to know who you are. And that's part of shimmying things down. So if you're part of a Rotary group, for instance, you have time then to call one of your Rotarians up and say, hey, let's go have coffee. Let's go have some lunch. And it takes that getting to know people and having them get to know you. And then also for you to get to know them well enough so that you can refer them, you can support them. You have time to get on social media and make sure that you're Facebook friends with them and you're on Instagram with them. You know, you have enough time to really sink into what their world is. And then once you really pimp out the one that's at the top of your list and you know you have it like super, super dialed, then pick the next thing and look at the crevices and see where else you might be able to do a better job to crank it up. And then you're not spread so thin. You don't need to be everywhere and you don't need to do everything. But what you do is you need to kill it with it. Have it be consistent. Have it be fun. Have it, you know, they want to see that side of you too. I personally want to work with fun, happy people who are real. And I think it's important that you also show that out there in the world, but that's where it takes time. It takes time and the consistency. Think through your world right now, you guys, both personally and business. Is there something that you could get rid of? Because if you're going to go big in a certain area, you got to carve out some more time. Is there something in your life right now that you really wish wasn't part of your life, where you might be able to carve out even 30 more minutes a week?
Analytics on Facebook.
30 minutes to an hour a week that you could get rid of or more. You can hire it out. You can just stop doing it. Is there something where you can carve out a little bit more time to pivot your focus?
Are you talking professionally or personally?
Well, it's all mixed up, right? Our whole life is really
I'm not cutting out my wine time. That's where I draw the line. No.
good. But is there something else in your life where, you know, maybe you don't need to scroll on social media as much?
TV.
Yeah, I'm with Amy. TV. When I'm done working for the day, I just want to, zone out and I find my Netflix thing that I'm watching and then I'll watch it till I go to bed sleep, which probably isn't good, but I'm guilty too, Amy. Me too.
I think it can be a real problem. Alicia, welcome. You're welcome to take yourself off speaker if you like. We're just all kind of chatting about a lot of different things about marketing and using our time wisely and getting focused. So have either of you tried to I have a timer on my social media. So it will pop up and say basically your time is done today. It'll stop it. And for it to continue, I have choices. I can say skip this for the rest of the day or give me 15 more minutes. Because my addiction is scrolling. Usually it's like funny things because I like to laugh at other people and dogs and pets and stuff. And I'll get laughing so hard and I'll just keep going because I'm laughing.
So I run a business advisory group, which is like a mastermind. And there's a group, subgroup within that where we text each other right before 8 a.m. to be accountable for each of us said we needed to do something between 8 and 9 every morning. And everyone has their own little personal goal. So I also use that as okay, I needed to have stopped. I needed to have finished my coffee. I needed to stop doing my morning time waster and get going on this. And usually that's like 7:30 because I need a half hour before I get to the 8 o'clock to do whatever it is, right?
Right?
For me, it's actually something very simple as stretching. Some of the others, they're getting through their piles of stuff on their desk or their office floor. I mean, whatever it was. But that's been my like little alarm thing, is that 7:45 text bell going, hey guys, everyone ready to do your morning goal? So
It's a way to get your day started, isn't it?
yeah.
Because
You
9
know,
o'clock comes real quick. All of a sudden it's 6:30 and then it's 9 o'clock.
Amen, sister.
right. It is a time sucker. The next thing you know, it could be 10:30 and you've, sent one email. So yeah, going to bed earlier. Okay, go. So we're circling around. Alicia, welcome. We're talking about picking three and killing it. We were just talking about you pick one, whatever's at the top of the list you enjoy the most, you know you're going to keep doing it, but maybe take it to the next level. Learn more about it. We were talking about social media. Maybe you need to figure out, it was brought up by AJ that you can go and look and see when there's the most activity on Facebook. So then you can be posting during those times. I also threw out the idea like, well, I have taken, I've hired a marketing company 3 different times. And one of the things they told me when it comes to social media is Facebook 1 to 2 times a day. 2 times is fine, more than two is not okay. If it's on your personal page should be 95% personal. But it's okay every once in a while to post business stuff. But you should also have a business page and it should be perfect and it should be amazing and it should be mostly about business, but almost the other way around. People still need to get to know you. And that's what I've learned when it comes to hiring a professional sales marketing company is like, I didn't know that. Like on personal page versus what's on your other page, but they also need to kind of cross a little bit. They need to cross over a little bit.
So I make my personal page about 50-50. And I'm 100% fine with that. And I feel like my life and my business blend together because most of my friends are in the industry or a similar related industry. And so I will post things that may look personal, but I'm with business associates. So to me, there's a blur, if that makes sense. And years ago, I actually, even for the most part, stopped having a business page and I just do it all on my personal profile. Business pages, in my opinion, are very hard to be found if you're not going to put money into it and do ads and stuff. And you can now do ads from a personal profile. So I actually have a separate side business that is a social media business, and that's what this bubble is above my head that says social butterfly. So I manage 7 other people's realtors and loan officers' social media pages.
Awesome.
Most of them do have business pages. I have one that I do it all in his personal, just like I do my own. However, that works for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're finding success, then cool. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I have 6,500 followers on Facebook, and I do post very often, 2 times a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. I use Instagram and LinkedIn as well. However, the majority of my business from social media comes from Facebook.
yeah, I've made a lot of money on Facebook before I started 18 years ago. And about 6 years in, I made one post on Facebook about business. It was the first time I'd ever posted anything about business on my personal page. But that was when the lights went off, when I got like 10 people that are like, what? Rates are dropping, So whatever is working for you, that is awesome. But if you're not like killing it in a particular area, my point is deep dive into it. Then go to the next one. Whatever you're going to do also. I like the recipe of 3. 4 can be okay too, depending. But when it comes to like your time and your effort, your energy, your money, your everything, I think if you get more than like 4 real kind of focused things that you are working at to bring in that business. If it goes more than 4 things, I think you're going to get watered down. And then you just aren't going to get the value that you could get if you really did a great job with all of these activities, you know, the 4, let's say there's 4. You guys, I would love to hear those 3 to 4 things that are at the top of your list. And I'd like to just kind of go around, whether you're doing it now or whether you used to do it, Marilee. You know, the things that you are finding a lot of success with that you love, because maybe a couple of us here, we actually do this thing over here, we're finding some success, but we really don't love it, but we really didn't think outside the box because there's so many things you could do. Hey Marilee, can we start with you?
Well,
Because
it's a little bit difficult for me because I am retired, but there are some things that I um, see at the top of my list for possibly getting rid of. And one of them is really personal, but it's a family member. And,
are you going to get
and
rid of a family member?
I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of him in my house.
Oh,
It's been very stressful and emotional, and I just can't deal with it anymore. So
you
he
go,
has,
girl.
he has an addiction that's I can't deal with anymore. I've done everything I could. I can't put my time and energy into it anymore.
Well, we're
So
here for you.
it's been tough.
I have a spare room. Oh, he's
I'm
going
gonna
to
have,
leave.
I'm gonna have 2.
You're going to have 2 spare rooms.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you're going through that, but
yeah,
I have been there. I've done that.
yeah.
And it still takes a couple years after that to kind of go, ha. But I'm proud of you.
Yeah. It's been hard. I get a lot of support from my kids, my daughters. Mom, this is not your issue. It's not your issue. You can't do anything to help him.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
anyway, that's one thing. Another thing is, again, being retired, you would think I would have enough time to clean my own house, but with my husband having cancer and stuff, it's been really hard. So I have a housekeeper and I have a landscaper. So it's like I can just take care of myself.
Mhm.
So good. So
Yeah.
good. Love it. Well, I'm proud of you. That is awesome. I'm glad that you took those on. And those are, I don't know if you did that with one of my other classes when I was saying hire these things out to bring some
Yeah,
sanity.
first class.
Oh, my
Yeah.
first class. Okay, good.
Wow, that's
Good. Hey,
awesome.
Mhm.
thank you for sharing. All
Yeah.
right, Amy, I'm gonna go Amy, Annette, Alicia, AJ, and then Chris. We'll go in that order, okay? So I don't lose track.
So what are we doing?
So your top 3 or 4 things that you do for marketing that you are just that you love, that you're
Yeah.
finding success, and that you think you're killing it, or you might add some killingness to it.
Gotcha. Networking is definitely number one because I love talking to people. So not only picking the 2 or 3 groups that I consciously make an effort in, but going to and visiting other networking events. Um, that's definitely number one. Number 2 would be actually teaching CE classes for real estate agents. Being a former teacher like yourself, it's definitely in my wheelhouse. So I love teaching, and that just brings natural connections, class members, sponsors, all that kind of stuff. And then number 3 would probably be video testimonials of clients. So finish a transaction, and then we go and do a video testimonial about the experience, about the client's company, what they're doing with their business. And so there's cross marketing involved there. But those testimonial videos are a lot of fun.
And then where do you put them?
Social media.
In her email to her social media person.
Exactly. Or I bring the social media person with me and she does the
That's
videoing
convenient.
while I'm interacting with the client and stuff. But I mean, it's a lot of fun.
That's outstanding. And do any of you do videos, testimonials?
All day.
You do? Okay, AJ.
Well,
Nice.
I do a lot of videos, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like Annette. I just put them up whenever.
Mhm.
I love it. All right, next.
Was that me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are you going alphabetical order?
No, it's just the pictures. I
Okay.
picked the pictures in the order they were in.
Oh, that's funny. So same as Amy. I mean, differently for me is, and I don't do this often enough, but when I have, it's been very impactful. But going to open houses, so what I find with that is I'll do pictures of the house, but I'm spotlighting that agent. It's never the listing agent that's holding these open, it's buyer's agent or another agent out of their office. But I'm also highlighting the listing agent, but also the buyer's agent, or the one that's holding it open. And they love that I do that. And actually, when I've done that, they share my reels. So
Nice.
they're using my content to promote their open house, or their listing. So it's a win-win for me and it's a win-win for them. And they just like, it's impactful. Like, they love that. So especially here in Montana, they don't get enough attention from lenders. People are not doing what I'm doing. So it's definitely standing out. So, and then I think purposefully supporting local events with my realtors, whatever, like the one I did yesterday. She asked me to come help her with the senior event. And I told her I was totally honored. And, I just, both my parents have passed, but my mom was in a care facility for the last 4 years of her life. And you just be around senior people and they just warm your heart in a different way. But supporting local and being there, but not, you're putting your brand out, but you're not self-promoting yourself. You're promoting with that agent, right? So I just feel like all of that good synergy comes back because you are doing something for somebody else, not just all about you. So that help?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I think that that's a great idea to add. If any of you are looking for something else to do, I think those are super legit. And if they're going to bring in loans too and just help the realtors, fantastic. All
And
right,
then
Alicia.
direct messaging. In fact, yesterday I direct messaged an agent that I originally did reels on his listing, but then we had lunch. But I just said, "Hey, I'm just checking in how it's going." He goes, "I'm really trying hard to get you somebody." And I'm like, "That's what I was calling about." I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's working
just
for you. That's
I know, but
fantastic.
you know what I mean? It was like he has me on his mind. So I
Yeah,
thanked him
So
for
good.
that, but I said,
top of
"How can
mind.
I help you?" So anyway, it's definitely, Montana is a different mindset than highly populated areas.
Mhm.
I just am attesting to the difference of how you're impacting their lives and they remember that. Like, it's a thing. So I think we can do that with any human contact, but we do need to stay in touch with them, right? So yeah.
Yep. All right, Alicia.
Okay, so first I gotta say, Annette, I love your idea of doing reels at the open houses. So I hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna share that with some of the
Yeah.
people in my
Oh
downline
yeah.
because I love, love, love that idea.
Yeah, no, it's impactful. And when they share your reels, that's like they approve, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
I
huge.
was just like, oh, they shared my reel.
Yeah, that's huge. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Sure.
So for me, obviously, social media is probably my biggest way of gaining in business. And it's not just from posts, but I think in that message, like direct messaging. So I message people, I post, I comment on other people's posts, I engage. When they comment on mine, I comment back. So it's just about keeping the social media flowing. And the business comes through the direct messages usually, and it goes from direct message to real life. So my second thing is along the lines with Amy. Amy and I feel like have a lot in common with our personalities. We're both kind of big and loud, and so networking is probably my next biggest. And then, of course, when I go to a networking event, then I follow them on social media or friend them or whatever. So I take it from meeting them
Good.
to staying connected on the social media.
Mhm.
So I love networking. I love talking to people. And just like Amy, I used to be a teacher back in the day, and I still like teaching classes. So I do a lot of classes with, realtors and even loan originators like that. I want to help and support, to build my team and my downline and stuff, because I do recruiting as well. So, yeah. So, Kathy, you were a teacher too?
Yeah, I
Nice.
was, and
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why I'm here. I'm kind of donating my time in exchange for you. Most people already know who I am, but I have a nationwide online mortgage school that I
Oh,
put together too for new people coming into the industry.
got it. Cool.
Yeah, I love it. Those are great. And teaching CE, I was licensed in Oregon and taught CE in Oregon for 4 years to realtors. And oh my gosh, it was like the way to go.
Yeah.
I definitely want to be visiting with you, Amy, about teaching CE down here. The company I work for, we're licensed to do it. We've got courses to do it, but the process down here, I want to talk to you about that after class, if you don't mind.
And I teach a lot of classes on social media. And then, of course, if they didn't already know me, then during the
Yeah.
class, they start following me.
See, I
So
love
then
that.
I build that too.
Realtors need help in that department too. You could be teaching that once a week, at all the
Oh, yeah.
different real estate offices.
Yeah.
And
Love it.
you did the WON. So there's Women of Nexa, that we have a women's group that we meet once a month, I think, right,
Yeah.
Alicia?
Once
But
a month.
you were the spotlight this last time, and
Yeah.
what all your stuff that you spoke on, I think it just resonated. You do a great job. Yeah.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah,
No.
and so I published an international best-selling book 2 years ago, and so part of my talk there was about the content of the book. So building business through relationships and referrals. The book is called Love Your Business, Love Your Life on Amazon.
Good job.
Awesome.
I'm looking it up right now.
Awesome. I just so happen to have a copy right in front of me.
Oh, well, you should.
I was literally looking up your book on Amazon.
That's awesome. This is the cover you'll see.
That's fantastic.
I love that. Nice work. Oh my gosh. Super cool. I'm here with a bunch of movers and shakers. This is cool.
That's why we're all here, right? Because movers and shakers usually step up, keep
they show up.
educating themselves, and stay in leadership.
And
Yeah.
the key is showing up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Educating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like if we don't keep learning and progressing, then we start dying. Like our
You get
business,
stale.
my soul starts dying if I don't keep learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amen. All
Amen
right,
is right.
AJ, you're up.
Oh, my list is like that long.
Is that the best? I mean,
I'm
that's part of what this class is about
so
making this
here's
little.
my top targets. One of
Okay.
the things that I have so I'm rebranding myself, as you know. I'm going from, after 40 years of us being in the loan industry, to now working in the homeowners insurance side and education. So having to rebrand myself has been challenging. Um, so I started investigating this, and a lot of women that are over 30 that have been in the industry a very long time, like us, rebranding is difficult because as you evolve in your career, after 40 years of doing loans, I was stale, and I've done every single job there is in the mortgage industry from top to bottom, from running the back room to being the front line to underwriting to managing. I've done all of that. And I got stale and I was bored and I was tired of it. So it was a really good opportunity for me to change, but rebranding has been very difficult. But what I did was I went back to my original how I became successful. So right now through September, I'm booked for 3 CE classes a week, 3 a week from now until September. And I'm still booking out classes. So I went to all the title companies and I got my CE classes approved. And now I'm adding new content. So I'm rotating these classes. And now the title companies are reaching out to me saying, we want your class in this office. So that's once they see I put it on social media and I tell them at a networking event, they're calling me now. So I'm booking up in Tillamook County. I'm up in Tacoma. I'm in Bend. I'm getting requested because the content of my class is good. So that was one way to help rebrand me. I've also tried to change my learning curve to doing a little more reading. I do belong to a lot of networking groups, and so I had to narrow down which ones were important to me. And I found, what happens with networking is we get stale. We go to the same groups that we know all the people every week, every month I've got it on my calendar, which networking stuff I'm going to do. And I found I was just regurgitating the same people, and I wasn't opening up my sphere, and I wasn't chasing my passion. And,
Yeah.
a lot of my community that I'm very, very close with belong to the LGBTQ plus community. And I felt like they weren't being represented in the way that they need fair housing and just being treated fairly with equity and inclusion. And that was a passion of mine. And so I decided, well, if I really care enough about it, I need to raise my hand and get involved and help the community that I love. And so I had to look at my social networking and see where was I spending my time, which ones I could get rid of. And so I raised my hand. I'm now the vice president of our local Oregon chapter of the LGBTQ plus community. I've helped organize events in the 60 days I've been there. I brought in 30 new members so that we could support. And we just signed a MOU with our local PMAR, Portland Metro Association of Realtors, MOU of understanding as an alliance with them. We've been working on this a long time, but nobody was really pushing it through. And everybody knows me. I'm pretty pushy. If I want something, I'm not going to give up. I'm like a pit bull and I just bite into it and I'm not going to let go until you give me what I want. And so we were able to get that MOU signed. They gave us a $5,000 grant for our local, which was huge. And I put on a speed dating event. We're doing a thing where we help seniors. So I changed my energy focus to a group that I was just meeting at and put my energy into a group that I love. These are all my friends that I drink with, I go golfing with, sometimes we just sit and talk. So this was very rewarding to change how I was spending my networking time. That was just personal. That really had nothing to do with business. It was a personal quest of mine. And so I felt accomplished by doing that, but I had to give up some things that I thought I was doing for business. And I was just doing it for my own pleasure. So why not do something for your own pleasure that you really are passionate about? And I found that was very rewarding. And the third thing I had to do was start saying no. I had to start saying no a lot to things that weren't serving my goals. Like what is my goal and how do I want to get there? And if it's not in alignment with it, then I had to find a gentle way to say no, I just can't do that right now. And that's hard for me because I'm a helper, I'm a 2000% giver. But
People
the three
respect
things
that though.
together, the rebranding, directing my passion and staying away from things that I just get sucked up in because it felt good. Yeah, I want to help, I want to
Yeah.
help. but you get sucked into it, and then you're like, then you are like, I don't really want to go to the chamber meeting, but I committed. So those three things. And my friend Ginger Bell, I saw her not too long
Oh,
ago.
I love Ginger.
She told me, AJ, you need to write a book. She said, your 40 years of experience and everything that you do in this rebranding is so important to women over 30 or 40.
Yeah.
She said, and I'm like, I can't write a book. And she said, you can just start taking down thoughts. And once you get those thoughts and you compile them, I'll help you put it into a book. I said, no one's going to buy a book for me. She's like, you will be surprised who will buy a book.
Yeah.
Especially
if I can write a book, you can write a book.
And
It took
so
me 6 years.
but by the end of the year, my goal is to have enough content to put a book together. And then she said next year we would publish a book. And so I guess I won't do too many, but those are my top goals that I wanted to achieve before July of this year, and I've done it. So I'm pretty proud at staying on task. But it was hard to rebrand, you guys. It's really hard.
I think if you're pivoting into different groups,
Yep.
like you've let some things go, you're pivoting into other groups that are passionate, and that's marketing. Marketing, it doesn't have to mean like you're actually marketing on social media. You're going and participating in the groups that you love. If you need any help in the Bend, Oregon area, of course, that's where I'm really from. I'm not from, where I'm from now. I'm not from Cornville. I'm actually from the Bend, Central Oregon, 52 years there. So I pretty much know everybody in the Bend, Redmond, Sisters, Madras, like Sun River area, if you need any connections over there. Because I did spend 12 of my years doing business there. So
I helped finance all that Sun River when they first built it in the late 80s. I was with US Bank. So I financed the very first home that
oh
was
my
built
gosh.
in Sun River, and I lived there for years as well. So it is a good community. I'm surprised we didn't know each other from there. But that's my nugget. That's where I'm at.
Love it. You're doing a great job. I love getting rid of stuff, focusing, repivoting. Like that's amazing. We're almost out of time. Chris, can you take us home with your thoughts?
Chris, she gave up on us.
Come on, my friend. I want to hear from you.
Ollie oxen free.
She probably went to get coffee.
Oh, okay.
Or got on a phone call and put us on mute.
Yeah, she's done.
I get it. Well, I have
Are
to
you
say that
actually
I
living
think that
in Cornville? Sorry. You're actually living in Cornville? You're not visiting?
no, I live in Cornville.
Yeah. Amy,
You
I
just
thought
come
the
right
same
on
thing. Yeah,
Just
I was
come
like, really? Are you in Arizona?
Yes, I am in Arizona. I live right outside of Sedona.
Yeah, I looked on your Facebook profile right after you said that. And I'm like, it does say Cornville.
Yeah.
Are you at least a wine drinker? Because Cottonwood has a lot of nice wineries.
We do here. Yes, we do. Probably more often than I should. But here's the thing. I'm from, Oregon, California wines, Washington. I mean, we got a pretty good run there with the wine. And down here, the soil is so different. I'm learning how to appreciate it a little. It's a little
Different. It's different. Yeah.
Is it a dry wine?
Yeah.
It tastes a little like dirt.
It's a dry
it's
wine.
really like alkaline or something. I don't know.
Just get in a wine club from your old wineries that you like at home and have them ship you wines monthly.
It's thing. I do find some of the things in just the normal stores, but yeah. As soon as we got here, we joined a couple wine clubs, at the vineyard, so we could go like meet people, and then we're like, ooh, but yeah. Well, we are out of time, you guys. This was amazing. I mean, Amy, can I call you? I want to talk to you about the CE. Also.
My wife just passed by, so that was a little funny. The way you asked how to call me.
Can I call you?
Oh,
it's thinking like, what's going on there?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yes, of course you can call me. You want me? You want? You
I
want me to
need your
say it, or you
number.
want me to put the number in the? Okay,
Yeah, we put in
602.
the chat. And
Yeah.
thank you guys. You're awesome. I think we have at least 1 or 2 more classes that I volunteered to teach in the coming months. So
Yay.
Thank you for doing it. I
Thank
appreciate
you. This
it.
has been
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Alicia-
Although
thank you
I've
guys.
obviously been late, I appreciate the time that I am on, and I
No,
feel like I've gotten good nuggets the 2
I
times
need,
I've been
I
on.
need to book, I need to book another time with you to do the CRM because it was like a crazy time in my life. So we need to talk offline. Anyway,
Perfect.
you are amazing,
Call
Kathy.
me.
Thanks, you guys. You guys are
Bye,
too.
everybody. Have
You're
a great
all
week.
amazing. Amy, I'm
Bye.
gonna call
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
I'm gonna
Okay.
call you.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you there? Chris, are you there? Chris?